top of their screen. I do indeed record all of my sessions, and they get posted to a YouTube channel where I have all of my classes that I have conducted, as well as will continue to post everything that I do in the future. So that will be included in a recap that I send out to everybody that registered for the course. Just some general housekeeping. I'm going to remind everybody to please mute your microphones and keep them muted until the end of the course. I have a spot at the end where we open up for questions. If you want to type a question into the chat, feel free to do so at any point, and I answer those questions as well at the end when we do all of that. For those who do not know me, my name is Anuj. I am the field marketing specialist here in Santa Cruz and Monterey County. And today we're going over how to store the assets that you want to save from Listing Concierge to, in our specific case, OneDrive. Now, the process can work for any particular cloud storage partner that you want to use, whether it is Google Drive, iCloud, OneDrive, Dropbox, whatever you'd like it to be. The process is essentially the same. I'm going to go over how to download some of the prime assets from a Listing Concierge order, save them to your computer, where you can then choose to, in my example, upload them to a cloud storage partner, which is OneDrive, or you can also keep them on a local storage drive, like an external hard drive that is a offline backup that you can also have if you like to keep redundancies of things like that. A little bit of why this class is happening. I don't know how many of you are on the monthly TMAP calls, as they are called. They are things you can register for in Sales Pro, like you did for this class. It's a monthly product call from our studio team and marketing team, as well as the product studio that builds all of the software that the agents use. And one of the things that we've been really proud of over the last year, and that's been part of the VNew rollout, which is the updated version of our original launch platform when all of this kicked off. Not going to get into too much of the weeds on that, but the short drink of water version is the Listing Concierge platform specifically was built to very much do its kickoff products and services. And as agent needs started to change and we got more feedback, and more importantly, the team got more feedback about what agents would like to see happen with this software and some of the bigger processes that they would like to see put in place for teams and for different kinds of listings, things like that. The current infrastructure, as in the software, wasn't necessarily able to accommodate those kind of things. So what Coldwell Banker has done is developed a new version of the Listing Concierge software, which will allow the company to continue to build and update things on a schedule that we dictate, since we are the ones that have developed the software, and that can more uniformly meet the agent requests, because again, we're the ones developing the software. Part of the hitch in that is that the assets in the current Listing Concierge platform that is up and running will eventually disappear at the end of next month or the beginning of the following month, when the actual changeover from V1 to VNew happens. You will receive tons of information and emails about that date when it gets closer, but we're going to start some of these sessions to quickly prep you on how to save the assets that you want, so you have things like links or videos, PDFs, all the kind of stuff that you would use as part of your brand marketing, as well as things that you might foresee using in different mediums for listing meetings, for sales pitches, for just, overall brand awareness campaigns, whatever it happens to be. We want to make sure you have these assets in your possession to be able to use in the future. That was a lot of talking. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, before I really dive deep into how this process works, there isn't a whole lot to it, but the real big thing is don't make it daunting on yourself. I think you can watch this and think that, okay, I'm going to knock all of this out in a day. If you only got a couple of listings, yeah, that'll be really easy to do. But if you've got a lot of stuff in Listing Concierge, just put it on a schedule like you would anything else. Plan a day where you're going to give yourself an hour to do a property or two a week, and you'll be done easily before next month. So scheduling with this kind of stuff is just as important as anything else that you do in your frame. Plus, it's a great time to make sure that all of your assets and things in relation to listings are organized properly so they can be reutilized and repurposed for various marketing opportunities in your brand. With all that said, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen. You'll see that happen in just a moment here, and you should see my CB desk. Ta-da! All right. What we are looking at here, obviously, is desk. I am going to go over how to access the OneDrive system through the desk portal and how to, do everything in that way. If you have the software downloaded because you've bought the Office suite and you have it installed on your computer, it's going to be slightly different, but in general, the whole process is the same. It's just like using Outlook on the web browser versus Outlook as a software piece that you purchase. The only difference is sometimes the layout's a little different, but everything functions the same. So I'm going to go over this way because this is what you guys have access to through this Office 365 and email tile. And just a couple of quick vocabulary tips, just because you'll hear me throw it around and just in case nobody gets lost. Cloud storage provider is, things like OneDrive, iCloud, things like that. They're basically a digital version of these kind of hard drives that allow you to access files and folders in an online server that is being run by that organization, in this case, Microsoft. And this one is provided by the company, and it comes with a certain amount of, you get a certain amount of space that you can store stuff in, like 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes. And as that space will grow, certain places will charge. So if you're using like Google Drive, if you get over 100 gigs, you have to pay more per year. It's like, 20 a year versus 30 a year and so on as you grow up. So as the size gets bigger, there, like any hard drive, there is space that will be accrued. So again, it's something you want to make sure you manage and you keep an eye on, but there's a lot of space in the one you're getting from the company. So I'd be surprised if you did fill it up. But again, just to talk about that. And I think that's the only other term that I use that might be weird, but feel free to pop stuff into the chat bar. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to access OneDrive before we go into actually saving an asset of any type. So first off, we click on the tile. It asks me to confirm my sign-in, which is my CB NorCal, because that's what I use to access my CB desk. And here you can see all of the Office software. We've got Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. Everything that we need and want. I am going to go into my OneDrive. OneDrive looks a lot like any folder system in your computer or any other cloud storage partner. Mine happens to be linked with my machine. So this is actually a one-to-one copy of everything on my computer. And as you can see, it's organized just like it would be on my computer. You click on any specific folder, all of these subfolders and files are located within it just like they are on your computer. You can, when you first open this, it'll probably be nice and blank, and you can start to build this to, again, serve whatever methods will best suit your business for organization. I'm going to recommend that you create a new folder for Listing Concierge and we start sorting assets in there, because that's what I'm going to do in my example. But just a quick little brief layout here of what this stuff looks like. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so it should be a little bit easier to see. You've got all of your files that are in the system will be laid out right here on this main landing page. You will see a select option where you can select files to edit, download, delete, rename, group, etc., just like you can in any kind of software. At the very top, you've got a select all, which will select all. You've got a file type. These are all folders, as you can see here. And then I've got some, like your computer, the ones that are words look like Word, Excel. That's a note. PowerPoint, all of that good stuff is like it should be. The name is the default sort, so everything is sorted by name. You can toggle things by clicking on them. Modified is the date something was edited in this system. So we'll create a new folder in just a moment, and you'll see the modified will be a few seconds ago. You can always sort by that. You can sort by modified by. I have some shared libraries that you can see right here. That's a whole discussion for another day, but you can link libraries if you're working with teams and you're sharing files, or you're working with a partner or whatever it may be. And then you can always look at the files based on who is using them and updating things. File size is right here, and sharing versus private. It is much like a YouTube channel where anything that is being shared, anybody that has the link that you can generate for a file by clicking this little share link, anybody with the link can see it, or you can give people access within our organization, or you can only give certain people access by typing in their email and sending it to them. That will allow them to view that specific file in your cloud storage folder, just like you would any other cloud storage partner. And anything private, obviously, is only privy to whoever is logged into the account, which should only be you, because you should only be the one with the password to your drive, just like your email and things like that. We're going to go right here to start and create a new folder. My new folder is going to be called Listing Concierge Assets. And just like that, bam, alphabetical. So it's going to be here in the L's. It was made a few seconds ago. It's got nothing in it right now. This is just some setup that's going to make my life easier through the process. Now I'm going to do the same thing on my computer. As you can see, I've got a Listing Concierge folder that I've already made. And we've already started saving some assets in here. You want to have a running drive and folder on your computer, because again, we're going to save it to the computer first, and then you're going to upload it to wherever it needs to go, in our case, OneDrive, or download it to an external, whatever your storage plan may be. You can always leave them on your computer as well. But that's not the best one, because again, computers have a lifespan and computers can crash and things like that. The cloud storage partner is the best long-term solution that you can have. That being said, we've got my folder created. This is all set and ready to go. So now I am going to go into Listing Concierge and download the assets for one of my listings. Let's go ahead and do that. And when I say my listing, I mean one of my agents' listings who was kind enough to let me use their account. So we're going into Listing Concierge, which will bring you right to this lovely dashboard. And I'm going to go and save all the assets for this order right here, 125 32nd Avenue in Santa Cruz. I'm going to hit Manage Order, and bam, we can see everything that we need. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and copy this address and make that the name of a new folder inside of my Listing Concierge folder on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder, and we're going to paste the address right in here. And now I've got a new folder specifically for this listing. Let's go back to my Listing Concierge, and on my listing dashboard, I can see everything that is in this system. First thing I'm going to save are the easy things. Let's do the photos, right? I'm going to go into Photos, and as we can see, here are all our listing photos. I'm just going to click this Select All right here. Make sure this is nice and zoomed in, yeah. And then I'm just going to, now that everything's been selected, I'm going to hit Download High Res. That is going to start a download. Going to have to give these things just a handful of time. It is noon on a work day, and everybody is on the internet, just like they always are nowadays. Just want to make sure I didn't get disconnected. Perfect. I am still here. Awesome. So now, as we can see in the bottom left here, my files have downloaded. In my computer's case, they're all downloading to the downloads folder. A quick place, easy way to always remember where they are going. I'm going to click right here on that little arrow. I'm going to say show in folder. That is going to take me to exactly this item in my downloads folder. Great. I have downloaded those photos. Now all I need to do is drag them into my Listing Concierge folder for this specific property. These are the listing photos for 125 32nd Avenue in Santa Cruz. I am just going to drag and hold and drop them right there, move them to 125 32nd Avenue. Now, if I click on that, boom, I've got listing photos right there. Let's go ahead and close this folder. I'm going to keep this one open, my Listing Concierge folder, so I can continue to drop things in there as I save them and download them. We're going back to Listing Concierge, and I'm going back to my listing dashboard. Go ahead and close this. We've downloaded the folders. I'm going to go ahead and download the mailer now. My Trifold mailer is the one that gets sent out in that beautiful silver envelope. I was really proud of this listing. I'm going to use it again for future marketing to, again, people hear with their eyes. If you can show them stuff, it is 100 times more effective to someone than you just telling it to them. So we're going and making sure I've got these assets to use in the future. The proof is already been approved. He's already went out. This order's already done. So I can grab the finished copy by just clicking on that little arrow right underneath status completed. And boom, we've got a download that started. Same thing. I'm going to hit show in folder. It's going to bring it up to my downloads folder. Just in case you don't have that option, right? I'm going to go into my computer. Then I'm going to go into my downloads folder. And that file was called preview and a bunch of numbers. Preview 19967 blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go into my downloads folder and go to preview 1997 blah, blah, blah. And let's double check to make sure this is the right thing. This is indeed the right thing. This is my Trifold mailer. Actually, this is not. This is the brochure. Come back to that in a minute. Let's open this one. Third time's a charm. Damn. Hold on. Or maybe that was what I downloaded. Okay, so let's go back to preview. Ends in 2-1. So we can always double check. Oh, I closed it. All right, so this is this is our Trifold mailer. So this is what went out in the envelopes. This is what we're going to save. What are we going to do? Same thing. We're going to drag this into, as you can see, move to 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz. Bam. Now, obviously, that name is going to be hard to remember what that is. So to make, again, your life easy on yourself, instead of preview and gibberish numbers, so you don't have to re-dig for things like I just did there, we're going to right-click, and we're going to hit rename. And we're going to call this Trifold mailer. Click out. Boom. That's been saved. Now we are ready to move on to the next thing. Go back to our CB desk. We're going back to the listing dashboard. And we're going to click on the brochure. And it's going to be the exact same process. Right underneath UPS tracking information, there is a download button. We're going to click that download button. This is called preview, bunch of numbers, ends in 477. So we're going to go back to our downloads folder. Go back to preview, bunch of numbers. We're looking for the one that ends in 477. And we're going to drag it into our 32nd Avenue folder. And again, same thing. We've got that preview bunch of numbers. I'm going to double click on it, make sure it is, yep, this is my brochure. I am going to right click, rename, brochure, and bam, we are saved. Now that is the process for things that are downloadable assets like that. You can also do that with your email flyer. You can do that with your advertising. This is the ad that went into the papers. You can always note which publications you sent it to. If you can grab a copy of those publications. That's always great just to have a physical one on hand, but this gives you a digital version of what was put in those papers, and you can always just tell your clients where they went or show them that list. You can save your flyer, you can save your social media banners, just sold postcards, the client report. But what about things like video? Let's go into television and video. Your TV spot is easily saved one of two ways. You can request from your listing concierge coordinator when it launches to have the video sent to you so you can download it. But just in case you've forgotten to do that and you need to download it so you can save it, all you have to do is copy this YouTube URL, because right now it is posted on the At Home in Northern California page. Same thing you want to do to save these videos, to put them on your own YouTube page, so all of the benefits of the online webbing and SEO that's happening with this video goes to your YouTube page and not just Coldwell Bankers. You would do the same thing. We're going to open a new tab. I'm going to send you the link to this YouTube downloader website, Y2Mate, and it's just going to allow you to paste that video link right in here. As you can see, video popped up. The highest quality is 720. I am going to click download. The video is being prepared for download, and as you can see, it's going to generate a button for me in just a sec where I can download that video. Now that that video is saved, guess what we're going to do? Same thing. We're going to show in folder, or go find it in my downloads folder. It's named the address. Going to drag it into the appropriate move to 125 32nd Avenue, Santa Cruz, and now that video is saved there as well. Now, note, or a point on that, another thing you can do to save that video is also just save that web address. How would you do that? Easiest way, especially for things like your single property website, if you really like that, or the Matterport link that you have, because Matterports aren't a video that you can download. They're an interactive web link that you use. We were just going to create a blank Word document. I don't need a tour, sorry. We're going to call it, I have one that I had started from my last class, but I didn't save it, so I'm going to go ahead and make a new blank document. We're just going to call it 125 23rd, I think that was the address, street, or avenue, 32nd Avenue. And we can go ahead and paste and save a running list of links right here. So let's say I've downloaded the video. I'm also going to save the link just in case. Maybe I don't have my own YouTube page running yet, so it's not posted there. That's fine. We're going back to the dashboard. I also really liked my single property website, so I'm going to click on property website. I am going to click on the one that was made because I can see that little check mark. And we're going to click on URLs and do the same thing. We're going to copy that URL. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to go here. I need to go back to my Word document and paste it there. If you've got a Matterport, same thing. Copy that link, paste it here. Now we can save as. We're going to save it to my 125 32nd Avenue Santa Cruz folder that we've already been putting stuff into, and call this links. Excuse me, just like that. Boom. I'm going to close this. Minimize that, and we can see there's a links Word document right in there. Now, let's say I have saved everything I need for this listing. I've got everything set. Now what? Well, we've got it backed up to your computer. This is your first soft backup. Now, all I have to do is go back to my OneDrive. Remember, we were right here. I'm going to click. We've got our new folder. I'm going to go click on it. I'm going to go into Listing Concierge Assets. So now we are in Listing Concierge Assets. Then I'm going to hit Upload. You're going to get the option to upload files or upload a whole folder. We've already made our folder. We did our work. So we could click on Folder. I'm going to go to my desktop where that folder is. I'm going to go to my Listing Concierge folder. I'm going to click on the set I want to upload, and boom, I'm going to hit upload. I'm going to upload. There are 5 files in there. I'm going to hit upload to confirm. And you can see right here, we've got a progress bar that we can click on and see all of the items as they're uploading. And as you can see on the actual menu page, everything goes live right away. Modified a few seconds ago, there are 4 items in there. There are a total of 6 items being uploaded, counting the folder itself. 5 are done. And the listing photos, which is the biggest chunk, that will be ready in just a moment. Just like that, it's all set. If we need to rename things, you can click on these dots. You've got all kinds of options here. You can copy it. You can move it to another place in your OneDrive if you need to. You can download them back to your computer. So you can remove it from your computer once it's here, because now it's saved on this online space. You can manage the access to allow other people to see it or share it or email it to somebody if you need to blast it out. And that's it. You can that is storing stuff online in this system. Uploaded, all 6 concierge items are in. Everything is good to go. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and open up the floor for questions. Boom. All right. Let's go ahead and check the chat window. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I've got nothing in the chat, so if anybody has anything, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. I will put 30 seconds on the figurative clock.
Anush, this is Marlene. I was just wondering, by any chance, do you have to pay to have the OneDrive service?
No, it is a part of your ASP. So you currently have access to OneDrive. I haven't had an agent hit a storage limit yet, so I don't think there's any real worry there. I just brought that up because obviously you don't have to use OneDrive, but I'm using it in my example because I obviously am using it, and they will, it's already included.
Okay, thank you.
I speak very quickly. That is, no need to apologize about that, Diane. I will be sending out a video link for this presentation, as well as there'll be some, I'll see if I can put together some written instructions as well. Are there any other questions that I can help with? As I noted, the session is being recorded. I will be emailing that out in a recap. If you have